Wasting away again in Margaritaville. Searching for my lost shaker of salt.
Salt.
Salt. Some people claim there's a woman to blame, but I know
Beautiful. Just a
it's
beautiful
nobody's
rendition.
fault.
Oh my God. I think Jimmy Buffett is looking down somewhere very happy right now, Carl.
Oh,
Very good
man.
job.
That was for Jimmy. Jimmy, we love you. We miss you. And you'll forever be in our hearts. That's why Tyler and I are here on the Two Man Podcast today, wearing our Jimmy Buffett themed shirts. Tyler, you're looking great.
You're looking even better, man. Looking
Dude,
great.
thank
Yes, like
you.
Carl said, welcome to episode 15 here. We thought what other way to start the last couple weeks. Unfortunately, a good person, Jimmy Buffett, passed away. We were both pretty heartbroken about that one. Seeing Jimmy Buffett at Jones Beach and tailgating all day was definitely a staple for the friend group.
No, 100%. And it's definitely a huge blow to Long Island. Huge blow. They just people who just love to drink margaritas and just have a good time worldwide.
Yep.
Jimmy, it's actually kind of crazy. I was talking to our friend Steve. He was telling me kind of about just the impact Jimmy Buffett's death has had just on like the country industry. Apparently, like anybody who's been on tour, who's a country artist, who basically like Jimmy Buffett was just covering his songs.
Yeah.
At concerts, at bars, just everybody just wanted to see Jimmy Buffett or just was attributing to him. So rest in peace, Jimmy Buffett, and you'll definitely be missed.
Yeah, you'll definitely be missed. I mean, yeah, you like you said, you saw the outpour of condolences on Twitter and everything. All the artists, sharing some fun memories, things like that. I know Paul McCartney said he was kind of with him his final few days as well, kind of cheering him up.
Crazy.
Yeah. I think he's got a new album coming out soon too, as well, if I'm not mistaken. So
apparently he's dropping a new album at either the end of this month or the end of next month, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I mean, I've gone twice now to his tailgates at Jones Beach. Get there at 8 a.m. for an 8 p.m. concert. Just drink and eat all day. You really can't have a better time.
No, Jimmy Buffett knew how to do it right, man. He knew how to do it right.
Yeah. Did you see his scene in Jurassic World, the new Jurassic World?
Yes, I did. I did.
I had no idea he was in that. For anyone who didn't see it, in the new Jurassic World with Chris Pratt, that one scene, pterodactyls are coming down in the park and attacking people, and you see Jimmy Buffett running by with two margaritas in hand. Yeah, in Jimmy Buffett style.
He was a huge Jurassic Park fan.
Yeah,
so they wanted to get him in that. So it's hilarious.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. So yeah, me and Carl decided to dress for the occasion.
Yeah, before we move on to our next topic, I kind of just briefly want to talk about my experience of what happened, which was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about it on the last podcast. I was going to Atlantic City the weekend that he passed away. So the night before that Jimmy Buffett had passed, which was Friday night, he had passed like early Friday night, early Saturday morning. I think it was like 2 a.m. that he passed.
Yeah.
Our friend Anna had DM'd Jimmy Buffett verbatim saying, hi, Jimmy, I'm such a huge fan. I'm on my way to Margaritaville tomorrow in Atlantic City. I can't wait to share a burger in paradise with you. I wake up at 6:30 a.m. to our friend Tori screaming, Anna! And she's like, what? And she's like, Jimmy Buffett died. And we're like, what? And instantly all of us go to every social media out page to see if this is actually true and it's not a joke.
Brother,
and the last words that Jimmy Buffett saw was Anna saying, do you want to share a burger in paradise?
Dude,
it's funny but like sad at the same time. It's crazy.
Literally, my first reaction was when I saw it was like obviously very sad that he passed away. But it said he passed away with like his friends and family by his side and stuff. And I can only imagine they're all watching him slowly go throughout the night. And he just gets this random DM from Anna and they just go, oh, that's very sweet.
That's very sweet.
Yeah. And then just kind of put the phone down and now they pay attention to him passing away.
and
Just funny.
then flatlined, and it's
Yeah.
like, fuck, man.
It's so messed
Oh,
up,
it's so
but
messed
that's
up.
the funniest thing I've
But
ever
like
heard.
that's what ran through my head too. I was like, no way. Oh, I was
Yeah.
like, that's terrible.
Dude, I heard the news. I saw your text first. I was super sad. So then I went on Instagram seeing everyone talk about it, and I saw that, and I'm like, oh my God, when'd she DM him? And I saw it was last night, the night before,
I
and I went,
couldn't
oh.
believe it, bro. I couldn't believe it. And then the crazy thing was, obviously, we still went to Atlantic City and went
Yeah.
to Margaritaville. We went to Margaritaville that night. We made it. I went early, like as soon as we got there. We got there a little bit later in the day, but like as soon as we got there, I went to Margaritaville with Dan, and we, placed a reservation, and we sit down, and they put us in like this big booth, and the booth is shaped like a boat, and
Nice.
basically in Margaritaville, like the floor looks like water, so it's like we were floating on the boat in the middle of
Oh, awesome.
Margaritaville. It was cool,
Yeah.
and our waiter comes up to us, doesn't introduce himself, doesn't know. I couldn't tell you his name. He goes, so guys, I don't know if you know, but Jimmy Buffett died. That's it. That's it. He's like, I was like, no, what can I get you guys to drink?
Yeah,
My name is
nothing.
Jim. Like nothing.
Yeah.
Like literally just go, yep, Jimmy Buffett's dead. I'm like, dude, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. No, hey, my name is just right to the point of something that people might just have been getting over by that time of night. So
Yeah. And the saddest thing too is they had a band playing, a live band,
Mhm.
and they barely knew Margaritaville. They
Oh.
they literally had to like look it up, and they played it, and it actually wasn't bad that they played it, but them playing it when I was there was the first time the band had ever played it collectively.
Wow, that's crazy. That's risky. That's a risky
Yeah,
play.
and I'm like, how are you going to Margaritaville and don't prep any Jimmy Buffett songs?
Yeah. Who's
before
booking
going?
you? Yeah, who's booking you?
Yeah.
And what are you thinking if you're going to a place called Margaritaville and you don't know
Especially
any
on the
Jimmy
day
Buffett?
that he passed away, like how are you not playing only Jimmy Buffett?
Yeah, that's messed up. That's messed up.
Crazy.
Hopefully me and Carl were talking about it. Maybe hopefully they'll put some memorial ceremonies or concerts together to
Yes.
try and remember Jimmy Buffett. I was thinking me and Carl were trying to brainstorm. Maybe we can get some cover bands and put them on Jones Beach or a nice venue. And
Dude, think about that. The two-man brings Jimmy Buffett Memorial to Long Island.
we'll bring it back just a day for everyone to drink, have fun, and listen to some live music outside. I don't see who says no.
I honestly think it could be a good idea. I saw a podcast where I think it was the Nelk Boys, they had Mark Cuban on,
Mm.
and they talked about when Mark Cuban was in college, they
Mhm.
used to host like parties in like a warehouse, and
Mm.
they would go around campus, and they would like give people wristbands. The girls would be free and the guys would have to pay money. He said they would make like easily each night they would make $4,000 each, and it was like four of them like putting it together.
Fine by
So
me.
we could do something like that. Listen, all the proceeds can go to like whatever charity Jimmy Buffett wants to go to. I would just be down to just be the host,
Yeah.
having people go, getting it together, drinking alongside with you fellow people that love Jimmy Buffett. I think it'd
October.
be cool, man.
Mark in your calendars, guys. August 2024. We will be getting this thing going. So
Yes, let's go. Listen, we're saying it now on the two-man podcast, and
it's
gonna
coming.
come to fruition.
It's coming. It's coming.
Just like we said that we would never do this podcast, and now we are.
And
So,
here we are. So this is
let's
great.
go.
So let's keep it going, man. Let's keep the good times going.
Hell yeah. So if you guys are interested in something like that, please clip this, share it with your friends, and if not, just DM us and see if you would be something you'd be interested in.
Yeah.
We just want to know.
Yeah.
We just
Please.
want to know.
Open for suggestions.
Yeah, open for suggestions. If you have any ideas, Tyler and I are willing to make it happen. So
Yep. Exactly.
Jimmy Buffett 2024.
Boom. That's great.
All right. I hope it happens. So again, RIP Jimmy Buffett.
Mhm.
Condolences go out to the family, and pour one out for us, everybody. Have
Yeah,
a margarita.
Pour
in
the
Jimmy Buffett's
margarita
honor.
for us tonight. Sounds good. But yeah, I mean, with the Jimmy Buffett topic over, let's move to our next lovely topic of the day, and we're going to talk a little bit
yeah.
about the new Star Wars show out, Ahsoka. Just had its 5th episode.
Yep.
And episode by episode, it is getting better and better. And just to start off, I'm loving this Tuesday night release.
Dude, the Tuesday night release might be the best thing that's ever happened.
Instead of like
to
a
Disney
Wednesday or
show.
Friday night at like midnight or something like that, or even 3 a.m. and you have to wake up and watch it. I mean, it's great. Who's not up till 9 p.m. at night? It's
No,
awesome.
exactly. Like that's literally I feel like we've gotten into this thing where it's now when something drops, it's either at midnight or it's
Yeah.
at 3 a.m. with all the streaming services.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like I feel like I'm a kid again. I mean, it's very cliche,
Yeah.
but I remember when I was younger and my parents would, want to watch like the new NCIS or, the new
Sure.
Grey's Anatomy or whatever was going on that
Yeah.
dropped at like 8 o'clock on like a normal Friday, like Wednesday night,
Yeah.
now it's literally a Tuesday, 9 p.m., which is nice. It's a day earlier than like it would be if it was on a
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yep.
And you get more time to, I feel like, to kind of just think about it, just get immersed, and the day comes around a little faster, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
no, I agree for sure. And it helps that it's a show I know we also look
Yep.
forward to every week. I mean, after what happened last week, we finally got a little bit of live action long haired Anakin at the end.
Oh,
And
fuck
so that
yes.
even
Oh,
hyped it up
spoilers,
even
by the
better
way.
for the what?
Spoilers.
Oh yeah,
Spoilers, by the way.
spoilers ahead if you haven't seen Ahsoka yet.
Spoilers ahead.
But I mean, just I watched it this morning. I didn't watch it last night because I went to bed actually before it happened. Shockingly enough. Anywho, I watched it this morning at like 5 a.m. and I was on the edge of my couch watching it. I mean, seeing Anakin, all the details, and finally getting to see some live action Clone Wars.
Dude, so
I
cool.
mean, Dave Filoni, he hit the nail on the head with this series so far, and this episode specifically. I mean, it's been great.
Yeah, no, I think this episode, by far was the best piece of Star Wars that I have enjoyed since the end of Mandalorian season 2,
Yeah,
which was back in like 2020
years
now.
ago.
So
Yeah.
like three years ago now.
Hmm.
I mean, like I personally think like Kenobi was good. There were some good highlights in this, but like this just like something about it. The last two episodes had just felt like Star Wars.
Yeah, literally.
Just the music, the character development,
Hmm.
the lightsaber fights.
Yep.
I just think that it's just bringing me back to the prequels, which is like something we've talked about. Like
Yeah.
those are the movies we grew up watching
Yep.
and we kind of like identify with more than any of the other movies, I personally think. And just seeing like Hayden Christensen back, dude, like
Awesome.
so awesome, man. I mean, I think my favorite part about the whole episode was watching the first beginning fight where Anakin is fighting
Hmm.
Ahsoka with his blue lightsaber,
Yep.
and fast forward to the end of the dream scenario
Yeah.
that they have where he just goes from blue to red lightsaber and it
Unbelievable.
just
Yeah.
starts fighting her again, like, and
Yeah.
the quick flashes of when he would show Anakin's body and then it would flash to Vader's, like it would
Oh
only
my
happen
God.
for like a millisecond, but
Yeah.
that might have been like the greatest milliseconds of my life.
Dude,
Like
yeah,
they were great.
literally when it got out of the dream sequence and she fell and she's laying there and you just hear the Darth Vader, breath and everything, and you just
Yeah.
see the heavy breathing. You're like, oh no! And then Anakin comes out and you see it and the flashes of him between Anakin and Darth Vader and stuff. It's really just great. And yeah, like you said, the fight scenes have been great. Everything looks great. I mean, it's hard in Star Wars. I know we always talk about Marvel and CGI. Star Wars might be even harder trying to make people like Hera and Ahsoka and all
Yeah.
these, and the Purgles were the
Dude,
craziest
the
looking things I've ever
Purgles.
seen in my
Yeah.
entire life. For anyone who doesn't know, those are like these big whales with like
They're basically
octopus tentacles.
space. They're basically space whales.
Yeah, literally.
They're whales in space. They don't swim. They
No,
fly,
no, yeah, they fly with their tentacles.
and they can breathe in
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, so obviously that sounds very unrealistic, but they make it look as realistic as possible from
Yeah.
animated series. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see where the rest of this goes from here. I think Ezra and Thrawn are right around the corner, and we're about to see
Right
those
around the corner,
guys.
dude.
And we got an epic,
Yeah.
final few episodes. Hopefully, it
Oh,
doesn't
100%.
taper off, but I think we're in for a good one, especially with Filoni in charge.
Yeah, I think, man, if it was going to fall off, it probably would have like fallen off in this episode. I think
Yeah.
it was such a high for which we've been seeing kind of like the graduation of all these Marvel and Disney Star Wars
Hmm.
shows, is that they have a really high point where people theorize and they think
Yeah.
the next episode is going to be great,
Yeah.
and then what happens is like the theories end up being way
Hmm.
way more, you know, the they're like the expectations are way higher than what actually is shown.
Yeah, because of
I
theories and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say that maybe like the theories that were out there about this episode, they were still really high,
Mhm.
but I think that Dave Filoni did a really good job of matching that hype. Even
Yeah.
though it wasn't what people thought it was going to
Yeah.
be, like the hype of the episode matched the high expectations, even if
Mm,
the expectations you thought were going to happen didn't happen. Like it
Yeah.
was still just like the fandom, the fan service was just amazing.
Yeah. Exactly. And I know Star Wars does a great job of this as well. I know Hayden Christensen Anakin was theorized to be back in the season at some point, maybe as flashbacks. You just didn't know. And same thing
Yeah,
when Luke came back in The Mandalorian. Theorized and he
yeah,
showed up, but no one knew about it. When it comes to Marvel, I feel like everyone knows what episode someone's appearing in, and who's appearing
yeah.
in what and what's purpose they're going to serve. And it's just like, all right, yeah, here they are, still exciting. But to see like Hayden Christensen and Luke and all those guys come back unexpectedly, it's really so exciting. I think Star Wars does a great job of keeping everything really hush hush.
Yeah, they're really good about
So
that.
so everyone's surprised and the theories stay at like a decent level, nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, episode was great.
I
CGI is great.
yeah, I really liked what they did with Hera's son, Jason Sandula.
Yep.
For those who didn't watch the Rebels series, he's the son of a Jedi that trains Ezra Bridger, which is his name is Kanan.
Mm,
And it's really cool kind of to see that like even like as young as Jason is without any training, he was still able to kind of sense what was going on when his eyes and ears were telling him otherwise. Like even
yeah.
his mom was like, she's gone. There's like, I don't see anything. There's nothing
Yeah.
out there. And he was like, no, like there's something out there. Like
Yeah.
there's like I can hear it. Like mom, like close your eyes, like listen to it, like really focus. And it was kind
Yeah.
of cool how the son was even teaching kind of the mom a
Yeah.
little bit a thing or two without even having any training, which was cool.
No. Yeah.
Um my prediction, I think, for the final like series, what kind of happens with him is I think which would be a kind of cool callback, something that I've been thinking ever since they actually introduced him back in week 3,
Hmm.
was uh Jason is gonna end up learning from Ezra. Like so once they find Ezra and
Hmm.
it maybe if they like because I think no matter what ends up happening, they're gonna actually probably lose this battle at the end, no matter what the
Probably.
end conflict is, because I think they're setting up Thrawn as the next big bad. Like
Yeah.
that's like introducing Thanos, like when they
Yeah.
introduced
Yeah.
him back in the first Avengers movie, and then like him just dying the next one. Like they're that's not gonna happen. Like
Yeah. No. No.
um
I like that
Thrawn,
theory.
yeah. So I think they're gonna end up losing at the end of the series. But somehow Ezra will be saved and he'll come back to the main group,
Hmm.
and I think he'll be like, Jason, like I got to train you for this fight that is about to come. And
Yeah.
then kind of like maybe it would be kind of cool to see maybe a new form of maybe like not like comparing the two, but like a new form of like Obi-Wan and like Anakin, where like Obi started training Anakin at around I think the same age that Jason is. I think Jason might be a little bit older. I
Yeah.
think but it would be kind of cool to see just like um the the relationship between the two,
Hmm.
especially because Ezra is what he was trained by his dad, and now his dad has passed away. So I think that's my big I guess theory for the end of this series. But
Yeah.
everything you said has been like I agree. Like the CGI is great. Um, the Purgles looked fucking cool.
Yeah.
I thought Ahsoka's whole like demeanor at the end also changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
She
don't
was
I don't know if
excited.
you saw that too. She went from being like boring and like emotionless. I feel like like you see her smile
Yeah.
towards
Yeah.
the end,
Yeah.
which was cool.
I noticed that as well. I think because she finally has like a plan and direction of
Yeah,
where she wants to go. I think she's just been kind of optimistic this whole time with the map and everything. And if Thrawn and Ezra still might be out there, but kind of, being with Hera again, Sabine for a little bit. I think she's starting to get excited about the getting the old gang back together, and
Yeah.
I hope they all have a nice moment and are able to reconnect very soon as well. I hope we don't lose anyone in these next few episodes.
Yeah, no, I'm still waiting to see if they like bring in like Zeb, who was like the big
Yeah,
he because he was in the Mandalorian season,
yeah,
like a quick cameo. So
yeah.
it'd be cool. We'll see. I mean, I mean Ahsoka's bringing out all of the stops. One thing I saw too is that I think we're not done seeing Anakin, which I'm
I,
really happy
I
about.
believe it. Yeah,
I think maybe we might get in the next 3 episodes, maybe another quick thing of like seeing him like finishing her training as per se that what
yeah,
he said.
yeah.
Um more Anakin the better, man. I just want to see more Anakin.
I love him. He got
So
too much hate for those prequels. He's a great actor. He loves the role, and as you can tell, I mean, years and years after those prequels, he still, wants to play Anakin. So he
yeah, I
can't be
mean,
there.
and like what's something I noticed too is just like if you I mean obviously Rosario Dawson's very new to the whole Star Wars thing. I
Hmm.
mean like, Hayden Christensen's been like 20 years now, close
Yeah,
to, has been immersed with Star Wars. Like, but his just like striking and like his lightsaber, like just wielding is
technique and
just like,
everything. Yeah,
yeah, his technique is just like light years, oh, like from like Rosario Dawson. Like,
yeah,
just watching it just made me smile. I was just like, dude, like
yeah.
this is so cool.
No,
Like
it was awesome.
he's like actually a Jedi. Like this
Yeah,
is sick.
literally. He loves his role, and it always helps when they like the role even more. It makes the show even better. You can
Yeah,
tell and
definitely.
everything. So, I'm excited to see where the rest of the season goes. Like I said, I can't wait to see the whole gang back together. Hopefully, it would be nice to eventually see Zeb. I don't know how they would tie him
Yeah.
in, but you never know. But yeah, Dave Filoni, 11 out of 10, man. You're doing great.
Yeah,
Keep it up.
Dave Filoni. I think they need to just literally give him the kingdom. He
Give him Star Wars.
crown him the new king of Star Wars.
Yeah.
I saw something too that said that apparently during the whole filming of Ahsoka,
Mm.
George Lucas was very heavily involved on set.
All right.
So like he was like invited to come down and watch a lot of things, kind of like where he was like invited down for like the Mandalorian series and stuff, but
Mm.
like even more so with Ahsoka because they said that it was kind of like a master watching his apprentice like
Yeah.
grow. They even came out with a whole docu series on not a docu series, like an 8 minute like documentary about Master and Apprentice on Disney
Mm.
Plus that
Nice.
dropped last Friday. And like they even like John Favreau says it's like it's cool because like me and George Lucas would talk, like John Favreau saying this, and he
Mm.
was like watching George Lucas watch Dave Filoni is like watching a master watch his apprentice like
Oh, that's
fill out the
cool. I like that.
storytelling.
Yeah, I'll have to
Yeah,
watch that.
it was really yeah, it was really cool. It's a small little thing, like 8 minutes, kind of just like talks about like different masters and apprentices, the relationships between them, and then talks about even like real life, like Dave and George's storytelling, which is really cool.
Nice.
So yeah,
Awesome.
man. I mean, Star Wars is on the up.
It's on the
Hopefully,
up.
hopefully right after that, I mean, right after these episodes end, we have Loki.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for that. So hopefully Loki can just pick right off where Ahsoka leaves. Hopefully Ahsoka leaves on a super high note,
Yeah.
and then we just roll right into Loki, and then it's the same shit we just keep talking about week in
Mm.
and week out. So
Hopefully we got some good times coming, but to transition a little bit, people who do not have good times coming, and that would be the New York football teams.
yes,
Did
yes,
not have the
yes.
greatest opening weekend. I know the Jets did get a win, but the loss of Aaron Rodgers' Achilles was definitely the story of the game.
Yeah, I mean, before we kind of harp on that, that game was still great. The
Awesome.
Jets, they played amazingly. That walk-off punt return from the Rook was
Yeah.
really cool.
Exciting.
I know you watched Hard Knocks. I didn't. I only watched maybe one episode with like Langus and the guys.
Hmm.
But like the one episode I did watch was a lot about this guy Xavier Gibson,
Hmm.
and it was really cool to kind of just see him make such a huge play in the first week too. It's kind
Yeah.
of like a storybook ending.
Yeah, it's always nice to see those stories, those undrafted free agents kind of guys trying to make the team or even just a practice squad at that. But
Yeah,
yeah, it was always nice to see a guy from Hard Knocks. They had confidence in him. They knew that he would make a big play on the season, and Literally week one, first game, Monday Night Football with one of the most electric crowds I've ever seen at a
Yeah,
football
dude.
game. And he's able to with the walk-off punt. But yeah, I still feel sick. I have
Yeah, I was gonna
no,
say, what was your initial reaction as a diehard Jets fan? I mean, personally, we know I'm a Giants fan, but I've come to start liking the Jets, especially because you guys have like you, Tyler, Billy, all my Jets friends are just so heavily invested in this season. I kind of just like felt that with you guys.
yeah,
Like, how did that feel?
I mean, the last decade, I have not been this invested, especially from an off-season standpoint. I've always just been like, oh, they look good on paper. Let's see how it goes. But I mean, there was so much speculation, months of, oh, are they going to get A-Rod, Aaron Rodgers? Is a trade going to go through? Does he really want to go there? From the Pat McAfee show, he's saying, yeah, I want to go to New York after his darkness retreat, stuff like
The
that.
darkness.
And the trade just took weeks and weeks and weeks. And finally, it was official. And then, there was always, how he wasn't great with the media. He wasn't a good locker room guy. He had a bad rap to his name. And then finally, watching Hard Knocks, you see that's all different. I mean, he took a pay cut to make sure
Yeah.
the Jets can get other weapons. He was working hard with the entire team. I mean, he changed the whole culture of the team within the few
He
months he's been here.
Yeah, it was crazy. The whole culture. You could feel it too. Like
Literally. And
watching
it's
that game too, watching him run out onto the field, like me sitting at home, I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like
You
this is
almost, yeah,
so
I
cool.
had goosebumps. He almost made a grown man cry. I mean, on a day on 9/11, running
Yeah,
out to Thunderstruck with the most
American
packed I've ever
flag.
seen MetLife with the American flag, him running out with the lights dimmed. I mean, that was electric. And I said, I mean, I couldn't stop
Yeah,
shaking. I felt like I was about to play in the game because I haven't been this excited for a Jets team in maybe my whole entire life.
yeah.
So I was very excited. I had my Sauce Gardner crew neck on. I
Oh,
was I
nice.
was locked into the game.
Surprised
Uh,
you weren't wearing your Aaron Rodgers jersey.
well, because I don't have really good luck wearing jerseys and watching games, so I decided not
Oh, so
to.
you wear your crew neck. Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I wear a crew neck. Let me show my support. And Bills drive down the field a little bit. Defense looks good. Crowd's nice. And then the Jets get the ball. Brees ran for 27 yards right off the rip. I'm like, this is going to be
Dude,
great.
he looked good.
We're going to
He looks good.
dominate. Offensive line kind of failed on Rodgers a couple times. He gets sacked that final time, and I just see him kind of shake, not look good. And he sits down. And I go, oh, this isn't going to be good, is it? And to see him go in the blue tent, I'm sitting
Ah,
there, and I mean, I was talking to Taylor. I was in such a good mood, and I probably didn't talk for the next hour and a half.
yeah,
I
dude.
I immediately walked into the room, took off the crew neck, and just threw it against the wall because I said, if this guy can't play, it's just the same season as last year with Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
So
man. I think I think it was super disappointing. I honestly couldn't believe it either sitting there watching it. I thought it was a joke. I thought
yeah,
he just sat there on the ground like he was gonna get off for a couple of plays, and then when I saw them take the card out and he
yeah.
walked off, I was like, dude, this is just crazy. Like eh,
And I
nuts.
know everyone always jokes about it, especially New York fans themselves. But New York sports fans joking about, oh, like the New York curse, or oh, this happens to New York
Yeah.
sports. Edwin Diaz blowing out his knee in the World Baseball Classic,
Yeah.
celebrating. But to see after literally 4 snaps that this guy's whole entire season, and this is
Gone.
not even Jets fans. A lot of the NFL was excited for this. I mean, it
Yeah.
was the most viewed Monday Night Football game of all time because everyone wanted to see how's
They
Rodgers going to
had
be with the Jets.
they had more people at that stadium. They said they sold over 84,000 tickets.
Dude, I don't even think the stadium fits that many people.
No, literally, I think they said distributed. I don't know what that means, if that's
Yeah,
like
I don't
going
know.
back and forth, but still, they said there was more tickets distributed for this Jets opener than there was for the Super Bowl that was in 2014.
I
Like
mean,
that's insane.
dude,
Insane.
it was crazy. And usually, like, maybe guys don't get to their seats right away. I mean, every seat was filled. The atmosphere was great. And literally, like, we had the deficit. Thank God we came back because the defense that is definitely going to hopefully be top five in the league again. But I mean, the walk off was great. But as soon as we won, I laid in bed, all time high. I was super excited. And I looked at my phone and then I remembered it's definitely not going to be with Aaron Rodgers this season. I figured he'd be definitely missing a few weeks until Salah had his interview. Said this Achilles not looking good. And I said, It's the Zach Wilson show
Did
again.
you see the replay, and like if they freeze it and you
Oh
like
yeah.
zoom in on the calf
Oh
or
my
like
god,
on the
that thing
Achilles,
pops.
you actually see it like
Yeah.
come off the bone. Like
Yeah.
it was gross.
Yeah.
But did you see like that all these players are now blaming that turf, and like they've been talking about it for years?
Yeah, I know MedLife has gotten a lot of bad publicity in terms of the turf. A lot of guys have torn ACLs and other parts of their leg on the turf on non-contact plays specifically as well.
Yeah.
So I thought the same thing because I saw that they're obviously angered again about it. But I don't know. The more I look at it, the way he stepped, I don't know if synthetic or even grass could have changed that. He
Yeah,
he
I don't
stepped
know.
weird and he straightened his leg, and I mean that thing just popped. He didn't
Yeah.
go he didn't go straight down either. I mean that guy came in
Yeah, he
unblocked.
he fought it.
Yeah,
I mean, the thing I saw with it was that like the turf didn't help
yeah,
in that like he kind of slipped on the turf. I feel like with the grass, I don't know.
yeah. Because
It's hard to decipher, but I mean, like the NFLPA actually sent a formal claim
I saw.
to the owners association because it's just, I guess it's ridiculous. I mean, didn't Brees Hall tear his ACL on that same field? Was it
No,
at
it
MetLife?
was no, that was he did that on the road against
It was
Denver. But
okay.
there was a few other guys. I think when the 49ers came here, I think Bosa blew out his
Yeah,
knee.
it was Bosa. Yep.
Garoppolo hurt
Hmm.
himself there. And there's been guys against the Giants as well who just blow out their knees on it.
Yeah.
So they changed something with it this year. I forgot what they changed it to. I guess synthetic. I don't know what the
Yeah,
difference
they
is.
added more like turf. They added like
Yeah.
more of the
Yeah.
pebbles.
So like I said, I mean, listen, Aaron Rodgers is 40 years old. He's probably not pushing that guy off him. I forgot who was rushing off the edge. And
Yeah.
also, I mean, in hindsight, you don't know that's going to happen, but I just didn't like the play calls also right off the
Yeah.
beginning
Hmm.
because Brees Hall runs for 27 yards. I know he's nursing back from a ACL injury, but you have Dalvin Cook. And you know the offensive line was already a question mark coming into the game against the Bills' defensive line that has been really good. And after Brees runs to 27, he's on the sideline. Dalvin Cook's in now, but now you throw it 4 straight times after
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers was already sacked and pressured the other two. So I was really
Yeah.
hoping for a run play to come in here,
Nah,
and of
I
course,
I I agree with that. I mean, I think they were kind of also pressing a little bit. I think
yeah,
they were just trying to throw the ball. I think they were trying to just show off Aaron Rodgers, and
I
I
think
guess
so as well. Yeah,
yeah, they were
yeah.
just like, "Oh, we have Aaron Rodgers. We need a
I
big like throwing play."
Yeah, I think they wanted that like first reception to like Wilson and Lazard or someone
Yep.
just to be like just to get that crowd that's already excited, just keep it going, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, excuse me, that's the most Jets thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, I mean, looking forward after this, I mean, what do you think they should do? I mean, I saw there was a bunch of rumors about them like going after veteran quarterbacks. There was a little like jokes here and there about them talking to Brady. I was watching the Pat McAfee show. They even
Yeah,
said that there was jokes about calling either Pat McAfee or RG3 to come
yeah,
and play for the Jets, which I thought was very funny. And then there was that little thing about you called it. You were like, if watch, they're gonna call Colin Kaepernick.
oh,
And within
because
seconds, I received a yeah, this is a real thing, guys.
yeah,
Tyler goes, watch, the Jets are gonna get Colin Kaepernick in our group chat. And within seconds, I got a update from the Score, Bleacher Report, and ESPN, all saying that Colin Kaepernick's agents have reached out to the Jets. And I was like, Tyler's a fucking psychic. Like, what the fuck?
yeah. No, I just had that feeling because I got nothing against Kaepernick, his whole political stance, you know,
Yeah,
things like that in the game. I just think his time is past, and he just
I
is not
agree.
a good quarterback in the league anymore. That's why I do not want him. Plain and
Yeah. I
simple.
mean,
All that stuff aside, like he led the
yeah,
49ers to the Super Bowl, but that 49ers team is always great. I just
yeah.
don't think he fits in with this Jets team. So, and looking ahead, I mean, the options just aren't great out there. I know Tom
I mean,
Brady, that's a joking one, but like
yeah, that would be cool. Apparently, they actually did reach out to him, and he
I
said,
doubt it.
"I'm sorry." No, apparently they did, and he
Yeah.
said, "I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm not playing football anymore."
Yeah, I mean, I obviously don't blame him. It'd still be weird. And if you look at the other guys, like to get Phillip Rivers out of retirement,
Yeah, I
you
saw
look at
somebody.
Matt Ryan,
Yeah,
Nick Foles, Carson Wentz, trade for like Jacoby Brissett, all these guys. I don't.
yeah.
They're all not good.
I think the only one that made like actually made sense is even though it was a joke was the only one that actually made sense for like obviously you don't want to X Phillip Rivers because he's actually been out of the league for now more than a year. Like he took the whole year off last year.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, like then you have like I saw somebody say Ben Roethlisberger. He also was out for the whole year last year. So
yeah.
like
No.
all these players like that they're saying like the only one that makes sense for those older guys would be
Mhm.
Brady because he just came back. Or it would be him or Matt Ryan, like because Matt Ryan
Yeah,
played a little bit last year, but
yeah,
no, the Jets don't want Matt Ryan.
yeah,
The only one that would make sense would be Brady, but he wouldn't do that.
yeah.
But
Yeah, it's tough. I don't really know what I want because I want to say rock with Zach Wilson, even though I know it's just not going to be good. But I also don't like the other options. So
yeah, I
I
mean, yeah, I don't know. I personally think rocking with Zach would be the best thing. I think that's what they should do. I think that's what the coach what how do you pronounce his name?
Robert Sala.
Robert
Yeah,
Sala. I think that's what he came out and said. This is Zach Wilson's team. Like
yeah, he
this is
did, which is nice.
his now. Um, I was watching again the Pat McAfee show the last like couple of days. I was just watching because I was hoping but he usually comes on Tuesdays.
Hmm.
So I was hoping that he would come on and like Rodgers would kind of just like explain, but I guess it's a little bit too early for him to
Yeah.
kind of talk about it. He's still
Hmm.
emotional.
Yeah, I mean, he probably
Um,
hasn't even gotten the surgery yet. So
yeah, I think he actually was having it today,
mm.
if I believe it was either today or tomorrow, because he released a statement on Instagram. I don't know if you saw.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, he released basically thanking everybody for their DMs, their like continuous outpour of support and stuff like that. But uh I think that Pat on the Pat McAfee show, they talked about in Hard Knocks when Rodgers wasn't playing, he was actually calling the plays, or he was at least like
Yeah.
on the field a lot, like kind of like overseeing Zach Wilson and like talking to him.
Hmm.
I saw Pat McAfee suggested that once like Rodgers is like cleared to like be on the sidelines and like actually not have to like be in the hospital and like rehab and stuff after
Hmm.
the surgery, it would be cool to see if he is on the field kind of coaching Zach Wilson. Like even though there is a
Yeah.
quarterback coach, even though there is like the offensive coordinator and Hackett, like it would be cool to see Rodgers like with the headset on being like once he hears the play, he could be like, "Yo, Zach, I see this guy's gonna be open.
Yeah.
Like throw him the ball."
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. I mean, we saw it work well in preseason. We'll have to see where he stands with that. I'm not against it. I mean, I did see some things better with Zach Wilson in the game for sure. I mean, I know he threw a stupid pick, but I also think they were just really scared and definitely just shocked about what happened. I mean,
definitely.
they just signed McCole Hardman in the offseason and he received 0 offensive snaps because the game plan was to use him with Aaron Rodgers. And
Yeah.
obviously, they didn't expect Aaron Rodgers to go down after 4 snaps, so they did not put him in the game at all. And they literally
Yeah.
said that's why, because the
Yeah.
game plan was Aaron Rodgers, and they definitely didn't have a game plan for Zach Wilson. So I think he's got some tough matchups coming up, which really stinks. But good luck.
I mean, he's lucky because that defense is just so elite. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I think the only other defense that looked better than them in week one was the Cowboys defense against the Giants.
Yeah.
But like I have faith in you guys playing really well, and I think that I know a lot of I mean, you guys have been saying like, oh, no Super Bowl now because Rodgers is gone. I think mm, if the cards play right and if Wilson gets confident and he starts like playing really well,
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be a possibility still. I mean, it won't be as easy as it probably would have been. I
Yeah.
mean, not saying that it would be easy, but like it would be like as flashy as maybe when Aaron Rodgers would be out there
Mm-hmm.
doing it. But I think that if it's going to be way harder. If you play well, I think it could possibly happen. I think anybody could play really well. Anybody can get
I
hot.
mean,
Sports is crazy.
you never know.
So,
I mean, my prediction is no playoffs. I say they miss the playoffs
yeah, you think
completely.
so?
Oh yeah. I
I
mean,
would.
just the schedule was tough enough because I know Rodgers. Everyone had their high hopes, but I mean, they still have the Chiefs. They got the Eagles. They got the
Yeah.
Cowboys. They got to play the Patriots twice, who I think they haven't beaten in like 7 years consistently. The
Yeah.
Dolphins are a juggernaut this year. They got to play them twice. They got the Bills one more time, who are going to be pissed that we just beat them on the walk-off punt. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, those games could go either way. The defense is good enough. They have a running game, but I think if the defense realizes once they stop the running game, Zach Wilson has to throw. I think they could be happy with that. So,
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
But
Football's a crazy,
yeah, I mean,
crazy.
but
I think
besides
I think they
Rodgers,
might make
yeah,
playoffs or a push. I,
yeah,
I think I would be happy for you guys, even if they like are fighting for a wild card
hmm
within the last week. I think
yeah.
that would be cool too.
It'd be
I
nice for
mean,
yeah,
the
it'd
AFC is
be
so
exciting.
loaded.
Yeah, it's
AFC is
tough.
just loaded.
Yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, it Monday capped off. I mean, they played great. The energy was there. The players are there to play. So at the end of the day, anything could definitely happen. And it capped off a great first weekend of football. Obviously, besides
It
the
did that.
Giant game.
Yeah, that game was great. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean the Giant game on Sunday night was terrible.
that game ended
Um,
before it started. So
Yeah, no, it was garbage. Uh, after the first when they were down 26-0, like I was like
over.
in the first quarter, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, like I can't even watch this. Like this is terrible. I think they'll come back and they'll play a lot better against Arizona because
Yeah.
Arizona is a shittier team, and it'll kind of like it'll like kind of minus out how terrible they played against the Cowboys. It'll kind
Yeah.
of bring their confidence level because right now their confidence was up here, and
Mm.
then now their confidence is fucking 10 feet under. You
Yeah.
know, it'll bring their like confidence now to middle way. Maybe not as high as it was here. It'll bring it to like normal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, because no matter how bad a loss is, it's still 0-1. It's still just a loss.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, because the Cowboys have a great defense. They were all over the place. They'll be a
That
top defense.
cowboy
I mean, they had
that
40
defense
points in
looked elite.
fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just a great game. And I mean, speaking about fantasy, we can go over our fantasy football recaps.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
So the last time that we all spoke, we talked about how me and Tyler had two drafts in the span of 3 days.
Yep.
Um if anybody follows us on Instagram, you would see Tyler's fire fit that he pulled up with. That was the best picture I think I've ever seen of Tyler. It was just awesome.
It might be one of my favorite pictures. It might be my lock screen right now. I don't
Yeah.
know. No, I'm just kidding.
No, literally awesome. Just like game day fit, Tyler pulling up like the perfect like the peace sign, just
Yep.
the
Yep.
casual foot up in the back, like it was just meant to be,
Yep.
like
Yep.
just mid walk. But me and Tyler, I think both like our teams. I would say that I feel like I had a pretty good draft. ESPN might not have agreed with me, but
ESPN did not agree with either of my teams. I think they
yeah,
predicted me in like last for both leagues.
I think I was like last in one league and then like middle of the road in like Dan's league.
That's good.
Um but Tyler, if I can share my screen, we'll do a little breakdown here
Yeah, sure.
of yeah, the host gotta allow me. Come on,
Yeah,
host.
yeah, but yeah, no, I'm not too mad with my team for sure. Um,
Haha, I'm the host now. All right. So um where are we at? Go Chrome. There we go. Share. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is not what we wanted, but so Tyler's team. We'll start with Christian Mingle. Fire name, by the way.
yeah, I had the
Uh,
number 2 pick in this league.
oh no,
Uh,
you had. Oh, you did in this team. Yeah.
yeah, and as you can see, I just snuck out a win against Steve week 1, 83-75. But I'm pretty happy with how my team went. I definitely tried to get some top running backs. I know Mixon and the Bengals has had a terrible week. Two good wide receivers. Dallas Goedert had no points last week. But I think that will definitely change. And I'm pretty happy with the guys on my bench. Zay Flowers and Herbert produced some points, and even Tyler Algier had a great week on my bench as well. Actually, I just
Yeah,
picked
he
him
had
up
a.
this week
Did you? Yeah, he had a
in this league.
great. I was thinking
Yeah,
about picking him up too. He
yeah,
had a great week. I mean, which is crazy because everybody thought that B. John was going to be that guy.
yeah. And
Um,
they just run the ball so much, so they spread the love so nicely. And especially with Patterson being out, he got plenty of touches. But yeah, this is my team. I was definitely not too upset with how it went.
No, I mean you got Christian McCaffrey number one.
Yeah,
And then you have the two really good running backs. I think Mixon is a definitely a top 10 running back, I would
yeah,
say, in my opinion, in that offense. When Joe Burrow doesn't throw for 3 points,
yeah,
they they end up playing really well, and he's a big part of that, helping
yeah.
with the run game.
Mhm.
You got Waddle and Samuel. If Tyreek Hill wasn't such a ball hog over there, Waddle would have gotten more points last week.
Yeah, but
I
I
mean,
trust him too for sure.
Tyreek just had a crazy week with like I think he had like across the board in like every league. If you were playing like PPR or anything, he had 44 like
Yeah.
points across the board, which is
Yeah.
like unheard of for a
Unbelievable.
wide receiver.
Yeah.
Crazy. Um, and then I mean, and then you got Justin Herbert too, who also just like consistently, no matter it seems like what team he's playing, the score ends up being in the 30s each side, even though the Chargers defense is also really good.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what happens when they play people,
Yeah.
is
No, it
that
doesn't make
they're always
sense.
in shootout games of just
Yeah.
high scoring games, no matter
Literally.
what game or what team they play.
Yeah. No, so I was happy with that team, and I think you came out with a good team as well.
Yeah, I liked my team a lot better until we were just talking about the whole, New York debacle. But
Yeah.
I originally had Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. I did the stack.
Yeah.
I really liked that. I thought they were gonna have a really great season together, but now I'm kind of not sold on what
50
Garrett Wilson's gonna
points.
do.
Yikes.
Yeah,
I know you had some
dude,
injuries and some tough
I
matchups,
mean,
but
hold on,
yikes.
let's go to this. Hold on. I'll kind of just like walk through how terrible it was.
Oh my
Rogers
God.
had 0 points. Saquon had 7 points.
Even seven's
I
nice for
had
that
I
team.
had
Jeez.
I had T Higgins. I had T
Nothing.
with 0 points.
Oh my
I had
gosh.
my tight end with 0 points because I have Mark Andrews and he got scratched, so I picked up a tight end
Hmm.
from Tennessee, who he had a pretty good preseason, but
He was supposed to be good and like their main back, but yeah, they didn't throw to
he was
him.
supposed to be their main tight end, and he fucking dropped a big old goose egg on me.
I see that. Jeez.
He was projected like 6 points, which is like the best out there. So I was like, I might as well do it because Mark Andrews is not going to play,
Yeah.
And then the Bengals D, I mean, got 7 points, which is terrible. I mean, I think what my second highest scorer here was fucking my kicker was
Hmm.
Harrison Bucker, and they also had a terrible week. But
Jeez.
yeah, just my team just very, very much so underperformed.
Yeah. So let's look ahead and see what you're looking at right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, no. So, I mean, now that I lost Rodgers, I got my backup QB. I have Geno
Hmm.
Smith, and I made a power move. I feel like I picked up Brock Purdy this week.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I feel like moving forward, he is going to be really good. I'm not going to start him. I was scared to start him against I'm not scared to start him against the Rams. I want
Hmm.
to see if I'll give Geno one shot, and if Geno just like pretends to be the Geno of the Jets and not the absolute insane MVP
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
last year, I'm going to be rocking with Brock Purdy the whole year because that offense is just a juggernaut.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it's a huge L losing Rodgers because I was really hoping for the pairing of Garrett and
Hmm.
Rodgers. But I think my team could come back and bounce back. I mean, I got Pachenko on the bench, who I think is a good backup running back to swap back and forth in a flex position.
He's all
Um,
right. Yeah. They just have so
so
many weapons on that team.
yeah, it's they're crazy. I picked up Joshua Kelly because he had a monster game for the Chargers too, a pretty decent
Yeah, and
game.
Eckler is banged up going into this week, so that might be a
Yes,
nice move.
yeah, I picked him up too to see. So he'll be like a game day start to see if what's gonna happen there.
Yeah.
But
All right.
yeah, I mean, I would say I like this team not as much as my other team. I
No.
did like it a lot better when I had the three New York guys to kind of root for. Rodgers, Barkley, and Wilson. So like
Yeah.
every Sunday, sit down, watch, and just root for New York. It was
Of
nice,
course.
but
No, that's nice.
then
And
to Tyler's famous photo draft we had. We got Team Garnett over here. Me and Tyler had back-to-back picks in this one. We both had
11 and 12.
11 and 12. So
Yeah.
this was a fun one.
Yeah.
Tyler again snuck out.
Oh, that was the closest win I think I've ever had in my life. That
like
that
that
came down
that is
to the
actually
wire.
crazy. I didn't even notice that. So
Yeah.
Tyler won
Barely.
87.46 to 87.02.
Yeah.
He won by 44 points, which is absurd.
Yeah,
Uh
I got super lucky for sure, and I got to play Casey this week, who scored the most points in the league last week. I'm
yeah,
very happy with my team. They underperformed last
GG.
week, and no one was able to get in the end zone besides Cortland Sutton. I know
That's
Lamar.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, Lamar only had 6 points. Henry and Jacobs were down on the goal line a few times, kept getting stuffed. Keenan Allen's always there for receptions. George Kittle. I mean, there's just so many weapons on the 49ers. I
Yeah,
did
no,
not have
literally.
Tyler Algier in last week. I
Yeah,
had
did you
Pickens
pick
in
him
and
up in this one too, or did you have
I
him already?
drafted him. And then I had Pickens in, but Pickens was playing the 49ers defense. That was a bad move on my part. And then the Cowboys defense like claimed off waivers this week because they're playing the Jets. So we shall see how it goes. I'm not too mad. I think there's a lot of top names here, guys who are
Nah, I think this
touchdown
is
targets. So
yeah, I mean you got Lamar Jackson too. I mean top like 10 quarterback in league, maybe top 5
yeah, especially
in
just
some
because his
people's
running
eyes.
ability, just because his running abilities as well. Even if he's not having a good day throwing, I mean, he always rushes for at least probably a good 5 to 10 touchdowns a year.
Oh
So
yeah, 100%.
yeah, and then obviously
Yeah.
I had to be
You got
that
the
guy.
king, roll tide.
Yeah, I got a couple roll tide guys and Henry and Jacobs.
That's crazy that they're both from Alabama.
Yeah, and then I got Tucker because I had to be that guy. And yeah, I'm.
Tucker, because I had to be
It's
that.
gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough next week, but I mean, this
Yeah,
is
who
the
do you
big money
play? Yeah, you
league.
play. Yeah, I like this league a lot because if you score the most points in this league, you get paid out $25 a week, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's cool because you can end up making your money pretty fastly back if you win a couple of weeks in a row,
Yep.
or at least some money back, you know. Um, but yeah, this league's great. And then I
Mhm.
changed my team name recently because I have Joe Burrow on my team, so my team name is now Joe and a bunch of Burr emojis. Um, so I got Joe Burr,
Pretty similar
who
team.
had literally 3 points last week. Fucking 3 points.
Jesus.
Tony Pollard, who had a monster game last week too against the fucking Giants. 2 touchdowns. I had Garrett Wilson again here, Mark Andrews. I could kind of try and pick some of the same guys, same kicker, same defense. Um, but yeah, I mean, I got some. I like in this league too that you have more bench players. Zay Jones had a monster week on the bench for me last week. I
Nice.
lost. I lost in this league too to Dan.
Tough.
Yeah, because Joe Burrow had three points. If not, it probably would have been close. You know, if he
Yeah.
had 20 points, I would have been, right there. It
Yeah.
would have been
Yeah.
close.
No, 3 points will not help a squad either. And you gotta
No,
play. You gotta go play Jimmy this week. Both you guys coming off some losses, so
yeah,
I wish
me
you the
and
best of
me.
luck for sure.
No, I'm playing the Flying Turtles. I'm playing. Isn't that oh no,
It's
that is Jimmy. Yeah,
Jimmy.
I
Yeah,
don't. I thought that was no Toucans is Blake.
is
I
Blake.
get
Yeah.
these fucking guys and their
I
animals,
know they
man.
can't. I know they can't have their actual names of someone on their team.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, excited to see what this week brings ahead. Fantasy's great because I love fantasy sitting down, watching Red Zone and just
Yeah.
like rooting for your guys,
Yeah.
and especially having multiple teams. It's like it's funny because I mean, I personally like to try and pick the same players as I have, but like say for example, I mean I have Joe Burrow on this team, and I have Geno Smith. Say they play each other, it's Bengals, Seahawks, and now I'm rooting for both my quarterbacks to just play good. I'm just rooting for offense,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
No,
that's
of
just
course.
awesome.
Yeah. No, I
Uh,
I I think it's great. I love fantasy as well, and it's exciting. And me and Taylor just bought Red Zone the other day, so
oh, that's
we
fire.
get to watch all the games as they're happening live. So we
Yeah,
you really can't beat it.
shout out to Taylor for letting you buy that. Like,
Yeah,
what a
and
good, what a good
she's
girlfriend.
she's chipping in as well because she's in a little pick'em league for NFL, so she's also getting interested in the games. I've been teaching her what the point spread is and stuff like that. So she's definitely happy, and that kind of leads us into our next topic, actually, what we want to do
Yeah,
on the show.
it does. Something Tyler and I were talking about earlier today. I do it kind of ever since college. I've been kind of doing this for like a week that I know I'm gonna sit down and watch a lot of football. I'm off this Sunday. I wasn't off last Sunday. I got off like towards the half or the second half of games, but
Hmm.
I'm off this Sunday, so I plan on sitting on my ass and watching Red Zone all fucking day.
Nice.
So Tyler and I thought that it would be cool if we do a little bit of our own pick'ems for week 2
Hmm.
and put it into a parlay.
Yeah.
And what's really cool if you do that is you end up um potentially winning a lot of money because it's very hard to hit every single game
We
because
are
there's
going to win
always
a lot of money. We're going to hit it right here.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Because there's a lot of upsets, there's a lot of everything. So if you're watching this now, and if you want to bet along with us, we'll be giving you updates throughout the week,
Yep.
starting with tomorrow, the Thursday game. So instantly, if whatever team me and Tyler pick, lose, we will not be making any money.
No.
But I did a mock one earlier today, for just $1, and
Mhm.
for $1 it was to win $3,000. So if anybody's interested, I feel like it would be cool just to, put $1 on the line to win a couple of
Couple
cash.
thousand. I'm with
Thousand.
it. So let's
Couple
get right
thousand.
into it with this Thursday night game.
All right,
Um,
yeah, let me mark it down for us so I remember to put in our bet.
yes, please
So
do.
game one, Thursday night, Tyler, who do you think we have winning this game?
I'm gonna pick the Eagles at home.
I'm I would also agree with that.
Yeah, Vikings just lost last week to Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers. And the Eagles just have a better team, so I'm gonna go with them at home on a little primetime game.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go with the Eagles here too.
Mm.
Even though they have a tough opponent in Kirk Cousins, who's a top 10 quarterback. That's also one of my hot takes, guys, that we'll talk about later on this podcast. But Kirk Cousins is definitely a top 10 quarterback,
Want to know where he's
100%.
ranked in fantasy or in power
Yes,
rankings?
I do want to know.
10. He's literally the definition of a top 10 quarterback.
Let's
He's just
fucking
10.
go.
Every
He is literally
goddamn
top
year.
10.
Every goddamn year, I can't get rid of him.
Oh, he's the fucking
But
man, bro.
yeah, this next matchup is a toughie. Could go either way. Couple teams who are trying to find themselves between the Packers and Falcons. The Packers
Yeah,
blew out the Bears week one. The Falcons were able to get a win as well against the Saints. I'm gonna go with the Packers on the road.
I really like that pick too. I mean, the Packers went into were they playing at Chicago? I think they were playing at
They were playing at
Chicago.
Chicago, yeah.
They were playing and they went into Chicago and they beat them. They made them look like not like terrible, but like the Packers are just far and above a better team. I mean, the Packers have been beating on the Bears ever since Rodgers was there, and Rodgers
Yeah.
literally called him the team his son. He
Yeah,
literally
literally. So
was
I
their
think
dad.
I think uh I
I
think I
think
think the Falcons like to run the ball a lot as well, and
Yeah, the
the
Packers have
Packers
a
have a good
pretty good
defense.
run defense. They have
Yeah.
a pretty good run defense. So it would be interesting to see if, your guy Tyler Algier and and co do really well running the ball there. But I think Jordan Love's that guy. So I think he showed that he is ready to play.
Yeah, I'm
And
with it.
I'm with the Packers here.
I like it.
And then we're on to game three. We got Raiders Bills. I mean the Raiders won, right?
Hmm.
They won their first week.
Yeah, they
So they're
won
1-0.
17-16 against the Broncos.
Yep.
Barely
Which
squeaked out that
yeah,
win.
crazy. I mean, another team that I think should get better, the Broncos. I mean, the Raiders get Garoppolo.
Hmm.
But I think the Bills are gonna come back in an absolute vengeance after losing to the Jets on Monday Night Football,
Yep.
and they're going to win this game like hands down. They're gonna show the Raiders that they're one of the best teams in the AFC.
Couldn't agree
So
with you more. I got Bills as well in the comeback game, and literally going to the next game as well. I got a nice little comeback as well from the Bengals. I mean,
yeah,
that offense only scoring 3 points, and Joe Burrow getting benched at the end of the fourth quarter in a blowout game. I mean, at home he's going to be coming with a vengeance as well. And I got back-to-back comeback games here for Bills and
yeah,
Bengals.
I think so because especially Josh Allen played terrible, just as bad, almost just as bad as Joe Burrow did.
Yeah,
I think this is probably going to be the best game on the slate of games we have here, and there's a couple of really good ones.
I agree. Yeah,
But I think this one might be the most interesting to watch because especially week one, the Ravens win, but I feel like they didn't really utilize Odell Beckham
yeah,
Jr. Mark Andrews was out, so I feel like those two guys are really big in their offensive plan, and I
yeah,
think that they're gonna come back and play really well against the Bengals D. But
yeah.
I think Joe Burrow is just gonna be too cool, and he's gonna win this game.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. And next one, Seahawks Lions. I got the Lions as well. Lions are back home, come off a big morale win against the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs didn't have Kelsey, but they won that game fair and square. Their coach had some balls on him, going for a lot of fourth down plays and pulling out all the stops. So I got them keeping the momentum going.
Yeah, man, I agree 100%. My brother's looking at us right now. I don't think he's a big Detroit Lions fan. If we do not pick the Lions here, I don't think he will forgive me. So, Joey, what's the pick? Let's say it for the crowd. What team are we picking to win this week? We're picking the goddamn fucking Lions. That's right. So on to our game six. We got Colts Texans. This one's a tough one. I personally think the Colts will win here. I think
Mhm.
Anthony Richardson looked really good in his debut, even though he lost.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
Yeah, it's tough to say because it's two rookie quarterbacks, both
Yeah, I
still trying
agree.
to find themselves in the league. And yeah, both quarterbacks look good, Bryce Young and Anthony Richardson. But yeah, I just like
CJ Stroud, I think, right? Is
oh
the
Stroud. Yeah,
Texans?
I
Yeah,
got yeah.
Stroud. Yeah,
Yeah,
confused.
my bad. I'm thinking of the
The
Panthers. Yeah,
Panthers.
CJ
Yeah.
Stroud. They both look good. But yeah, I got the Colts just based on their roster a little bit. So
Yeah. Look
I'm
at
gonna go
us,
with the
man.
Colts.
Look at us. We're like identical right now. 6 games
Yeah,
through.
we're not gonna
Solid.
fight here. And this next matchup as well is just another comeback game.
Yeah.
It's I think it's got to be the Chiefs. I'm thinking Kelsey's coming back, and I'm thinking that it's going to be a tight game because I mean, Trevor Lawrence showed again he's destined for another great season. So,
Yeah.
but
I think this is gonna be the second best game as we just talked about
mm,
the Ravens Bengals game.
yeah,
But I think the Chiefs win this one. I think Mahomes is gonna show something to prove.
mm.
I still think Tony's gonna suck ass though, but I think Kelsey's gonna come
Well,
back
he
and
should he should probably get sent to Guantanamo Bay or just
yeah.
not be allowed anywhere near that game because he
Well,
cost
dude,
me.
yeah, no, he sucks. I mean, like,
Yeah,
the worst thing too is that after the Giants got blown out, he just starts coming at the Giants fans again. Like, dude, like, fuck off. Like,
yeah, dude,
just
you
deal
suck,
with your own team and just figure out catching the ball.
literally.
But
And
um, uh, but yeah, you were gonna say.
no, I was looking ahead at all these games, and I have a lot of teams that coming back, not looking to go 0-2.
I agree with that too. Yeah, and then yeah, 100%. I mean,
Yeah,
what do you have in this next one actually? Because I think you have something different with me here for the
I,
first one.
I'm just thinking the Bears have to come back and win,
You think
but
so?
Baker kind of proved it honestly last week, and the Bears looked terrible.
I,
So you
I
could
really
persuade
like
me otherwise.
I really like the
Actually,
Buccaneers here because I feel like the Buccaneers were good last year with Brady. I mean, they didn't make the playoffs. They didn't play really well, but I feel like that Super Bowl team is still very intact, like offensively wise, maybe not as
mhm.
much defensively. I mean, they still got two really big receivers in Mike Evans and Goodwin,
Yeah.
Godwin. So I think the Buccaneers pull this one off against the Bears because I don't think the Bears looked very good.
Yeah, you know what? You convinced me. Justin Fields just can only run. He can't really throw.
Yeah.
I'm on board with the Buccaneers. I like that one.
All right, let's do it. If we lose because of that one, I'm gonna be pissed. We'll put in two bets and we'll win either way.
Something's got to hit, right? That
Yeah,
will
I
be the
mean,
only one that will be wrong. Yeah. But
but
the
we're
the next
going with
one,
Buccaneers.
yeah, we'll go Buccaneers, and I think the next one we can agree is the Chargers.
Yeah, I think the Chargers win on this one, hands down.
Yeah.
Another vengeance game. Justin Herbert is gonna whip his dick across the competition on this one. I think he's gonna make King Henry wish that he was just back in Bama.
Yeah.
So I think the Chargers gonna win this one. I think they're
Yeah.
just a better team overall.
I agree. And then the next one, I think the Giants better win that game. I mean, they kept
Yes.
saying for the Cardinals game that the quarterback Dobbs didn't even know half of his offensive team's name. He said, "Thank God these receivers have names on their back because I didn't know him yet." So I mean, this guy's still learning a team. He doesn't know the scheme if he doesn't know their names. If the Giants lose again, I mean, I don't see the Cardinals winning more than one game this year.
Yeah,
So
no, I mean, especially because I think they purposely are trying to tank. They really want Caleb Williams.
yeah,
So yeah, I'm going with the Giants here. I think their defense is gonna do really well against the Cardinals.
mhm.
And I think Daniel Jones and co just have a lot to prove from losing 40-0. So kind of like we talked about earlier, I think the Giants morale is 10 feet under. I think this is gonna bring them back a little bit. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And then this next game, I think we could agree on the 49ers just are probably the most complete team
I would
on
agree. Yeah.
on what?
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, most complete team, most complete roster in the league. Whether best team or not, you could make an argument, whatever. But I mean, every position is like a top three position in the league. So, yeah, I think it's the 49ers.
Yeah, I think this 49ers here too. They're gonna kill the Rams. The Rams played well last week, but the Niners are just gonna kill them this week.
Yep. And
Now on to this next game. I want to hear what you're gonna say about this one because I think I'm gonna say something else.
it's the Cowboys.
I
It's the Cowboys.
I think it's gonna be the Cowboys, but I feel like the Jets are gonna play a really hard game this week.
I mean, yeah, listen, I think they will. They showed it week one, and they have a defense that can do it, and a team destined to prove the haters wrong. But I just don't think this is the week that they will pull it out.
Yeah. All right. So coming from the Jets fan, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And we'll go with the Cowboys because I think
Yeah.
they're one of the most complete teams. But my only problem is the Cowboys playing against that Jets secondary. I just think that Dak Prescott is a walking pick.
Yeah.
And if he's thrown that he didn't throw a lot of balls deep because they were up.
Yeah.
So he was kind of just dumping the ball off and just kind of just throwing it to the easiest read.
Mhm.
So that would be my only thing to look out for, I guess, in that game. But we'll go Cowboys.
I like it. Yep.
And then Commanders Broncos. I think this is a hard one to pick because the Commanders are kind of sneaky good. I think
Mhm.
they got a sneaky good defense.
Yeah.
But I think the Broncos played really well against the Raiders. So I would say the Broncos pull this one out.
Yeah, I agree with the Broncos as well. And what you said about the Commanders, like they have a good defense. Offense just isn't there. Broncos also have a good defense, and I think Russ will want a little bit better of a game, even though they played kind of a good game. I think they're going to want to score some more points. And yeah, I have them not trying to go 0-2 at home to start the season.
Yeah, I agree. So let's see the Broncos there, and then
Mhm.
next game is Dolphins Pats. I think the Dolphins roll over the Pats, but a rollover may not be such a big word,
Yeah,
but
I hope so because well, I mean, obviously I don't like the Patriots,
yeah,
but I mean the Patriots went down 16-0 to the Eagles. Made that a close game, only lost 25-20. So with Bill Belichick as your coach, as much as I hate to say it, you're kind of in every game. And I know
yeah,
as much as the Dolphins, I still have the Dolphins as well, but I think it's going to be closer than people think.
yeah. No, I agree. I think it will definitely be close, but I think the Tua and Tyreek Hill will just kind of just do their thing.
Yeah, no,
Um,
100%. And
that coach over there, Coach Daniels, is just also a like a mastermind
yeah,
offensively. So
literally, and yeah, if you want to stop Tyreek, you have to try and stop Waddle. If you don't stop Waddle, you got to try and get some of the other guys who are fast. Berrios had a nice fourth quarter, so
yep,
team's fast and team's scary. So if you even blink, they might be up by 20 points. So
it's crazy.
we'll go with the Dolphins for sure.
Go with the Dolphins, and then to our two random Monday night games, which me and Tyler both were very confused why
Oh yeah,
there's two Monday night games this week out of all weeks.
two terrible matchups too.
Yeah, terrible. I mean, with the Saints Panthers, I kind of have the Panthers winning here. I don't know about you. What do you think?
Um,
This is a tough one for me to pick because I
th-
like Derek Carr with the Saints, but
yeah, he just didn't. They look good. They did look good, and they won. But just kind of looking at it, I don't know, because I maybe the Panthers, maybe Bryce Young at home, because he didn't look too terrible. He had a couple bad picks.
I can
Saints
be
always have a
convinced.
good defense.
I can be convinced otherwise. If you think the Saints are gonna win, I could definitely be
Yeah,
convinced.
I just
So
don't know because the Panthers have a new offense. Like this game could literally go either way, which obviously any game could. But
yeah.
um, no, I say we bet. I say we bet on the Saints.
All right, we're betting on the Saints, man. We're betting on Derek Carr and Chris Olave.
Yeah, I just think they have more dynamic pieces, and that can get it done against a Panthers team that is still trying to find themselves.
Oh yeah.
Oh, brother.
And I think this last game, I'm gonna go with the Browns because I feel like the Browns showed that they were a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
Against who did they beat week one? They beat
They
the
beat the
Bengals.
Bengals. Yeah,
So I mean that's a couple of years removed Super Bowl winning team. So
yeah.
um I would say the Browns win this one pretty handily because I think the Steelers defense is good, but they're just not quite there yet right
No,
now.
I think Pickett to Pickens will be really good too. They got some nice offensive weapons, but just not yet. They won't be. So I think the Browns. I agree too. I'm liking what we got.
All right, those are our picks, guys. So in order, our 16 pick parlay that we will
Mhm.
be placing. We have Eagles, Packers, Bills, Bengals, Lions, Colts, Chiefs, Bucks, Chargers, Giants, the Niners, Cowboys, Broncos, Dolphins, Saints, and Browns. And I think we put all those together Um, Joey, were you following along or was that your own? Um, it would be $1 for what, $948?
Let's do it.
$958.
Let's do it, man. Send it.
Let's fucking send it.
Sounds good. I like it. And yeah, let's good luck to us. I'll be watching
Good luck.
intently.
Yeah, good luck
And
to us and good luck to everybody else playing at home.
yeah, and we'll
Uh,
we'll we'll definitely update you guys as it goes along.
we definitely will. We will be placing this bet and we will let you guys know. We're keeping you updated tomorrow. Friday this podcast will come out, so we'll be watching the first game. So by the time you're listening to this, maybe you won't get our picks, but maybe for Sunday you can follow the rest.
Yeah, hey, maybe we lose the parlay off Thursday and you want to do all the Sunday games and Monday games. So
Exactly. So maybe if we end up losing Thursday, we'll just put it all back in for Sunday,
back in
Monday.
without the
Yeah,
Eagles or
lock in without the
Vikings.
Eagles
Yeah.
or Vikings. Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it. I like it.
So let's go Eagles. Yeah.
Fly birds fly. Fly, Eagles fly.
I will not say that. Sorry. I hate the Eagles, much like Jalen Hurts.
Sounds good.
Awesome. So those are our picks, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Tyler and I are gonna try and do that at least every week that we have the cast going.
Mhm.
So if we don't do next week, we'll try and do the week after.
Yeah.
So or we'll even try and do it every week. And even if we don't record a podcast, we'll record it like maybe a TikTok just showing our picks or something.
Yeah.
So keep following along about our picks and hope you guys enjoy. So let's win some freaking money, baby. Let's go.
Let's go win some money as the wise man once said. But
As the wise man once said.
Exactly. But I think that brings us to our final thing here, which is our lovely, lovely game that Carl has set up for us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So here we go, Tyler. So last week, our last podcast, last episode, I had a really good time talking about just the different types of blind rankings you had for me. You gave me appetizers. What was the other one?
Long Island things and
Long
drinking
Island
games.
things, and then drinking games.
Yep.
So I think I'm coming in with some heat for you as well,
All
Tyler.
right, let's do it. I'm excited.
So blind ranking, our first topic is going to be artists. So
Ooh.
meaning like musical artists.
Okay.
So 1 through 5.
Oh, I'm scared.
First person that I have for you is Travis Scott.
I don't know where this list can go, but I'm gonna put Travis Scott at 3. I don't think.
All right, so Travis at 3.
I can think of some that might be better in my eyes and some that might be worse in my eyes.
I think that is a good spot for Travis.
My
He's definitely a top 3 artist right now.
Yes.
So the next artist I have for you.
Oh, should I put him at 3? I might have put him too low. But
is Migos.
Oh, in my eyes, I mean, people are gonna hate this, but I'm gonna put them at 2.
Oh wow! I honestly thought you were gonna put them at 1.
I know.
Those are your guys right there.
Those are my guys, obviously, right there. But after putting Travis at 3, I think if I put them at 1, it would have been tough. I'm hoping there's a couple other guys that I can put at the 1 spot to top them, but I'm gonna put them at 2 because I do really enjoy Migos.
All right,
I think that's a good one.
I think that's a good one. So the next one I got for you is Harry Styles. I threw this one in here because I know you've absolutely started loving Harry ever since Taylor has been bringing you to all the concerts. So Harry Styles.
Yeah, I've been to 3. Oh God, I've been to 3 great concerts of his. I love his music voluntarily. Taylor definitely did get me into him at first, but now I listen to it on my own. His latest album, he's got great music, great guy. But I'm gonna have to put him at 4 because I can't justify putting him at 1, even though I do really enjoy him. I put Travis in a tough spot there. I probably should have put him at 2, but here we are.
All right, so this is why it's blind ranking, baby. My next artist I have for you is Post Malone.
Oh God, this list got beat up. Oh man. I'm gonna have to put Posty at 5 because I'm really hoping the 1 spot is open for a guy I'm thinking of.
Yes, I think Tyler, you held out because I feel like you're going to be happy with this number one
Please.
selection. And the last and least, I guess, in your eyes, but I guess not because it's number one, would
Mhm.
be Drake.
Let's go. Thank God. That's what I was holding out for. I was holding out for Drizzy Drake and hoping. Um, in my eyes, it probably should have been Drake and Travis, then Migos, but I'm not upset with
Yeah,
that top three.
I think with your liking, I feel like that was a very solid
Yeah.
five.
Yeah.
I think Migos at two is I mean you like for a while Migos was your number one. Like I feel like
Yeah.
and maybe not like I guess like maybe you didn't you listen to them all the time. Like whenever I think of Migos, I think Tyler. So
Yeah.
like I think two is a very good spot for you
Yeah.
because I mean two or three are interchangeable,
Yeah,
I
I
feel
think I
like.
because I
So
already put Travis at three, which is gonna piss off people. And then once Migos came, I didn't want to put them at one because I'm not saying they dropped off by any means, but since they've broken up and unfortunately Takeoff passed away, and Drake
yeah,
is just on tour right now, he's at an all-time
yeah.
high. His new album's coming out next week,
Oh, I'm
so
hype. I'm hype.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I kind of went with the trends, and I'm not too upset with that. Not too upset.
yeah. Not too upset. Not too upset. I think that was a good rankings list. So
Yeah.
one Drake, two Travis, or sorry, one Drake, two Migos, three
Hmm.
Travis, four Harry Styles, and five Post Malone. Can't
Yep.
believe you did that to my boy Posty, but it's all right.
I know that's a tough spot for him as well, but all great.
So my next blind ranking I have for you. I think this is a pretty interesting one. I'm gonna go with sports feelings.
Sports
So
feelings.
sports feelings. So once you hear where I have, you'll kind of get the gist of
Sure.
what I mean. So the first one I have, one through five again, is hitting a home run.
Oh. Mm. All right. Just because I also don't know where this is gonna go, I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put it higher this time. I'm gonna put that at two, coming
I
from a
think that's a
baseball
good one coming from
player,
a
and
baseball player.
yeah, exactly, and just, nothing, not a better feeling in probably the whole sport than just connecting perfectly the ball right on the barrel and seeing it soar over the fence. I've only hit one in my life, but it was a
Let's
memorable
go.
one.
Hey man, I've only hit one in my life too, and I gotta say, I'll never forget that moment, man.
No, but I remember it so vividly, so
It's
it
a
was nice.
great sports moment, man.
Yep.
So the next sports moment I have for you is a little bit different. It's hitting the last shot in Pong.
Oh.
Again, maybe not the most, Sports Center top 10, but I'm talking
Mhm.
about feeling. You're in a
Final.
crowded frat
Ooh,
basement.
yeah.
You're against the guy who's been running the table for
Mm,
17 straight games,
mm.
and my boy Tyler Garnett steps up to the plate and says, three wise men once said, drip,
Drip,
whoop,
whoop, splash,
splash,"
and you drill
and
that in front of the
drain
whole
it in
crowd.
front of the whole crowd, and everybody goes wild. By the way, that was a true story. Tyler did that. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a great feeling right there. And I'm trying to think where it ranks in sports moments, and I'm trying to think what else could top a moment like that. It's definitely not my one, but I think I'm gonna put it at four. I'm gonna put it at
I
four.
think that is
Yeah.
a solid, a very solid spot to
Phenomenal
put
sports
that.
feeling to even think of that.
Yeah, that is a very solid spot to put that.
Yeah.
My next one I have for you is scoring a touchdown.
Mm. I'm probably going. I know it's not as common for a player in a season, but I probably will put that at five.
I think that's a good one
Only
to
because I
put it
didn't
at.
play football. I'd never played football in school. I always wanted to, never did. But it could be a good feeling. But at the same point, like I don't
Come
know.
on, like doing the touchdown dance, like Victor Cruz used to do the salsa.
Yeah,
We
I mean,
got
you can make it all exciting and show because a play is drawn up nicely and works out well, and you're open enough or can run forward or even a pick six
dude,
or
think
fumble
about all the
six.
two-man like touchdown dances we could do
We
together.
could have had some fun. We could have had some connection there,
Oh, we
but
got to make a clip of us doing those things. That'd be hilarious.
I think that would be funny.
You ever see the Pointer Brothers where they do like dances to whip out of a wedding?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We should
They're
do something like that. That
yeah,
would be
that'd be
funny.
hilarious. Oh,
Yeah,
all right. We're writing that down. We got to
yeah,
do
yeah.
that. All right. And my next one I have for you, not to get too off topic, is is scoring a goal. And this kind of has a dual sense. So it could be
Mhm.
scoring a goal in hockey, it could be scoring a goal in soccer, any or lacrosse, anywhere where there is scoring a goal. I'm gonna put this in.
I'll put that at 3, and I think of it more in probably the hockey sense, only
Yeah,
because it
that's all
seems
right.
so hard. Even in soccer too is hard with the whole defense and even offense in front of you. Goal. I know it's a big net, but you could miss it. You have to get the perfect shot. So hockey as well, skating and trying to score. Usually in hockey, I usually play goal, so usually they're scored against me. So it's not the greatest feeling.
No, that's a good one. I think you left the final one for a pretty good sports feeling,
Hmm.
especially when you're not playing a sport anymore. I feel like this is probably the number one best feeling,
Hmm.
and that is hitting a big parlay, like an absolutely parlay. So
Like we'll be
Tyler's
doing on Sunday.
like we will be doing on Sunday. So Tyler's number one is hitting a big parlay. I think you did. I think this is a great list. We got number one, picking hitting a big parlay, two
Yeah.
hitting a home run, three scoring a goal, um, four hitting the last shot in pong, and five scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, I think the point I'm at in my life right now, I think that is a perfect list
I think
for
that is a
someone who doesn't
perfect,
play
yeah,
sports anymore. And
exactly. No,
yeah,
I would agree with that. I think
awesome. That's
it ended
awesome.
up I think it ended up falling for you perfectly.
That's awesome.
All right. The last topic I have is just basically entertainment value for you. So 1 through 5. The first one I have is a concert. Where would you rank it against entertainment for the Tyler John Garnett?
I'm gonna put it at 2.
Think that is a really good place to put it. You don't want to put it directly at one.
No, I do not.
So we're putting two for Tyler. Um, the next one I have up, I feel like is going to be a hard one for you to pick. Is a sports game.
Mm. Yeah, where else? I'm gonna I'm gonna put that at 1, just because
I
seeing a
think,
sports game live is
yeah,
really great, no matter what sport. Not even just for the game itself, the atmosphere, celebrating with common fans, the food, the drinks, the whole day, and everything about it is just great. So, a sports event for me is number 1.
I think that's a good one. The next one I have is so sticking on the theme of entertainment is drinking with the boys.
um, I can confidently put that at 3.
I think that is a good one as well.
Yeah, especially again going back to just like the points we are in our lives. Everyone lives in different places. We don't get to see each other every day in college. So when we finally get to hang out and even just casually drink together or even go out at a club, it's always just a good time.
Yeah, I would agree. I'd
Good,
agree.
good.
Next one I have after that is free food.
Ooh, I like
So you
it.
go to an event, free food. I know what used to happen all the time when we were living on campus, where we would get an email and it would be like, "Come through to the Charger Center for
Yeah,
free food and meet the dean of students." Yada yada yada.
yeah. I didn't care about the seeing the dean of students. Whatever food they had, it could have been something I didn't even like. It's free in college. I'm getting it. But I am going to put food at 5,
All right, I think
only
that's a good
because it
spot.
is great. But yeah, I'm just gonna put it at 5 because I'm interested to see what ends up at 4 here.
Yeah, so my last one is I don't know where you would have put this if I didn't, but the last
Mhm.
one is watching a Marvel movie. Um,
Okay,
or Marvel or Star Wars, I guess one of the two.
sure.
But I feel like that's a good one at four. I mean, I feel like that's pretty solid list. You have two.
Yeah, I'm not mad with that. I'm happy I put free food at 5 because as much as free food's great, I'd definitely rather do that. I'd rather watch a Marvel movie or Star Wars movie. And yeah, drinking with friends, concert, sports event. Yeah, I'm pretty happy, and I think
Yeah,
these were all very out of the box lists. Mine were pretty easy ones. These were fun ones to think of. I really like these.
yeah, they were cool. I mean, so the last one, Tyler had one sports games, two concerts, three drinking with the boys, 4 Marvel movies / Star Wars, and then 5 free food.
Yeah.
I think these were some, out of the box ones. Just kind of thought them off the dome 5 minutes before we went on air. So,
Awesome.
I hope you guys enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
Kind of something that reminded me when we listen to this. We probably aren't recording a podcast next week, so go listen to Drake's new album For All the
Yep.
Dogs, and let us know what you think.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, thank you guys this is the end of the episode. Thank you for episode 15. Tyler, gotta say, great job. You're looking so handsome in that Jimmy Buffett shirt. Hawaiian. Again, RIP Jimmy Buffett. And yeah, guys, go watch the football this weekend and join the parlay. Join me and Tyler.
Join a parlay, have some drinks, watch football with friends and family, listen to all the dogs, listen to all the music, and keep supporting the show. We really appreciate all of it. And hey, to episode 16 next week or a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Peace
Episode
out, guys.
16 coming soon, and Ahsoka's the fucking best. Let's go. Let's go.